I'm back out here in the wild reaches of Tasmania's Rocky River, trying to solve a century-long mystery. The exact location of where in 1883, James McGinty unearthed the largest gold nugget ever found in this colony. The location was never recorded, and was further disguised later on by vague descriptions of visiting geological surveyors, stating a variety of approximate distances upstream from its junction with the Whyte River. As a result, the Mineral Resources Tasmania marking has always existed on this spot here. The only problem is, there's far too much evidence to suggest McGinty's nugget was found way upstream of this. For example, McDonough's Reef, which I rediscovered on my last trip in here, was well documented to be on a spur above Nolan Creek, immediately above where McGinty found the largest nuggets, and the distance being only 10 to 12 chains, or maximum 240 metres. Along with this, a report from 1900 from geological surveyor 12 Trees describes in detail the Rocky River associated mine. Now this mine was located on lease 1829 and was said to be on the western bank of the river and 30 feet above it. This mine, as 12 Trees describes, was a little above where the celebrated nugget was found. With this report, 12 Trees also supplied a map of his travels and perfectly depicts the locations of these leases from over 100 years ago, so there's no reason to doubt the accuracy of his report. And the 1829 lease is also within 12 chains range of McDonough's Reef, strengthening this case. But I've already searched for this mine's location before, albeit without success, so it's time to head back into the field and see where this journey takes us. Okay, we're back, ready for another adventure into the Rocky. This time we're going to be searching new ground with potentially a few new clues, well at least a couple of things to check out. I'm sure it'll be a very interesting trip regardless of what we find. So we'll head down there, we're going to head straight to the MRT marking of McGinty's Nug and then head up the hill, follow an old track there and hopefully come across some interesting stuff. That's the end of the line for the bike. We're going to be following this old water race here. As you can see, it's cut out here. It runs for a few k's up the side of the Rocky. This water race was carved for miles out of the hillside in the 1930s and was used to bring in high pressure water supply to hydraulically sluice the bed of the Whyte River. Following advice from Montgomery's report in 1894, this company had diverted the stream of the Whyte River through a carving straight through the hillside, which now allowed access to process the dry stream bed. Ultimately, it was a massive failure, with only 39 ounces won. Okay, so we've made it to the infamous MRT marking for McGinty's Nugget. So because this mining report from the 80s said that there was a shaft that was possibly an air shaft, the Rocky associated mine, I thought I'd better bring the rope and the old lantern and we'll go and inspect it, because if it does turn out that there's a drive or adits at the bottom of that, I would say it's most likely the Rocky associated. But if it's just a test pit, just a test shaft, it's super deep, well, we can rule it out. The reporting which I'm referring to is from 1988 by Savage Resources Limited. As part of their extensive survey for minerals, on one of their maps it shows a shaft which they believed might have been from the Rocky River associated mine, although they do note the adit was not found and the shaft was only presumed to be an air supply shaft. Interestingly, to accommodate for this speculation, they shifted the locations of both lease 1829 and the adjoining 10-acre lease, which 12 Trees wrote about, to try to justify the positioning of the air shaft. Now, they do note that this goes against what 12 Trees wrote, but still, it's fascinating to me that someone was faced with the same riddle that I am almost 4 decades ago, and they never found the adit.
So the more workings up here just seem to follow up the hill and come to dead ends. This would be a good spot to detect here, I think, for an old hut site. Makes sense that there could have been a hut. So it's quite interesting. This ridge that I'm following towards the air shaft is part of an old track, actually, that led up the spur. But this old track, it was crossed by a wire bridge. And it's on an old map that I found. Now, what I find interesting about it is, why would they put a wire bridge there if they didn't have something important on this side to access? You know, they put a track in, they put a wire bridge in. Why? Probably because there was a mine up here. Probably because it was the Rocky Associated mine.
After walking some distance south along this ridge, it was time to drop in closer to the river. Check out this supposed air shaft.
Ah. There we go. No. I don't see any of the tunnel. So either it's filled in and covered the tunnel, or it was never an air vent to begin with. Plus, look, we're probably 4 meters above the river level. You're not going to put an air vent in that low. You'd struggle to even put a tunnel in that low. There's another one here they started cutting out. They were just testing. They were testing for big old river gravels, because as the river cuts its way down to where it is today, it used to be up very high, and sometimes, like in the case of McGinty's Gully way upstream, they leave behind an ancient riverbed, and those can be good deposits for gold. There's nothing there, there's nothing in it. They would have dug that to the river level and gone, no, there's not gold here, move on.
Slightly disappointed with the reality of the shaft, I decided to head back to where I left my bag, collect my belongings, and set up camp where I found the potential abandoned hut site. It was time to have a bite to eat, and from there I could continue my quest to explore the old track up into the hills. But before that, I had to just confirm my suspicion.
Alright. Just a real quick go. Not going to dig any targets, we'll just see if there's anything here. Yeah, it's loaded here. Absolutely loaded. Alright, we'll have a go at it when I come back later from the big walk. But I knew, you can just tell that it's a hut site. It's so flat, it's above, the perfect height above the river. We'll save that. Let's go exploring. Alright, so we've started climbing up. At the moment, it's a little messy, but it's kind of good in a way because it means that this track's been camouflaged for a long time. So something that's worth noting up here is that I'm not seeing any bedrock. And the reason that's worth noting is in 12 Trees' report, he said that the Rocky Associated mine were hoping to hit the sawback lode in 200 feet, as traced on the hill above. Now to be able to do that, you need an outcropping of it. And so far, I haven't seen any outcropping. So that could be a good sign. Could mean that we're not near enough.
Was this an outcropping of bedrock? No, just decaying logs. Having walked this ridge for some distance now and finding no real trace of the old track, I decided it was time to drop into the 1829 lease and start covering some of the ground I had yet to explore.
This is my favourite zone because we're just above where McGinty's Gully is, but we're higher than I searched last time. What happened to these ferns? They were both cut. It's too coincidental. That's been cut. So there's a line here which goes up here, cut, cut. Why? Why would you do that? Unless you had a track here. But it doesn't look like anything here. I can't see anything here. There's no more clues here. So does it go up? I'll mark these because this could be very big. This could be the beginning of the end, because Look where we are. That bend right there is McGinty's Gully, and we're just up from it. I reckon we're onto it here. It's probably straight up. And these are markers. Well, there's some rock. It's the first bedrock I've seen. Oh, come on. That right there needs to be an adit. That had all, oh man, I can't believe that wasn't. Or is it? Maybe it is. Nah, it's just fractured rock. What if it was this big landslide just at the top of it, and they've just been using that as a chute? See, look at all this rock here. That's starting to get quartz in it. This could all be mine tailings. It's all sharp. Oh, come on. This is what we need. We needed a big obvious sign that said this is where a mine is. So it pretty much just stops, like it's really rocky, bit of a creek, and then it's just this. So maybe it is just a landslide or something. I don't know. I'm chasing a damn ghost here. Anyway, I'll keep searching in between the track up top and where I searched last time. So I've done all of that in the north. I'll keep going in the south bit. The thing that kind of blows me away is even if this mine had real minimal impact, super small footprint, and they ended up covering it up, like, where's all the material that they excavated from the mine? Because that's a lot of cubic meters. If you tunnel 300 foot, it's a lot. It's so much. You can't hide that type of material. It's got to be evident. Okay, that's another good line cut in. I'll go a bit higher.
Little did I know I was about to come across my most promising clue yet.
Just seems like too much mess to be natural. Could be up here. Oh look, quartz. Nice bit of quartz. That could be from the saw pit. That's sharp as that hasn't travelled. Wow. What a piece. Is it just straight up this little knoll? Look, there's more. There shouldn't be quartz here unless it's coming from a mine, because this is all, we're still in the Rocky number 1 lode line of geology. That's all being mined. Look at it, it's got crystals in it. That's got to be mined. Surely that's mined. It's ironstone. Ironstone. Come on. Got to be so close, right? Have to be so close. I think I've found a cutout. It's just where that tree's fallen. Oh, I've seen a lot of this lease. I haven't seen a lot of luck though. I think I've probably got a little bit longer in me and then I'll have to head back. I want to save a bit of time to detect that camp. I'm just, like those quartz pieces, they don't add up. I reckon she's gone. She's hidden. Beyond recognition.
I gave it another hour of searching and exploring more in the southern area before finally giving up and making my way back to camp.
We'll get straight into it.
The detector I'm using is a Minelab Manticore. It's an amazing all-rounder for both relics and gold. I've been really impressed with its ability to find small targets buried super deep in the ground. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in checking it out.
Okay, I'll show you guys the target. I've got it on all metal, so it's going to give me all targets. It's around 50, mid 50s, 60. Definitely iron. Might be something else in there though. Something next to it, see? On the target ID. We'll dig her up. Oop. We've got a very old tent peg. Artifact number 1. 40, 50, saying it's iron again here. Another tent peg. we got a nail. Another nail. Wow, that's old. Another nail set in something. Wow, I was just getting pretty frustrated because there's so many targets, like, and they're pretty deep. And I feel like I was digging a lot of junk. And then I just pulled this out of the ground. This is definitely an old crevicing hook. Pretty damn cool. It's in good condition. So you can see that sharp end on it. And it gets wider down here. Another nail. Ah, okay. Well, we've got a shotgun bullet. Got a bolt. Nice bolt. So I'm not sure what I'll do tomorrow because it's meant to rain. There's meant to be 5 to 10 mil of rain tomorrow, starting pretty early morning. So if it's correct and does come in pretty hot, first thing I'll be doing, and my only priority will be to get over the Whyte River, because that has like a massive catchment. And if I don't get over that river in time, I'll be stuck here for probably days. So yeah, I'll play it by ear, but if the weather holds off, I wouldn't mind detecting some of the old Rocky River mine. They had their own village. They had a place called Bailey's Bridge, and I'm guessing that that was in honor of the man who created the bridge, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But there was about 16 cottages. Yeah, they used to have these community events and races and all sorts of festivities, concerts, everything. And I know the plot of land that all of this village was on. You walk through it to kind of get to the rocky field, but they must have had all heaps of different areas all leveled out. And I think it's all pretty overgrown these days. But I've actually never tried to look for any of it, because it was only recently and through this research that I found out about Bailey's Bridge, the village. So yeah, on the way out tomorrow, we'll pull in there and have a swing and see what kind of stuff we can find.
The next morning fared well, and I figured the rain might hold off long enough for me to take a quick walk up to McGinty's Gully to obtain a GPS coordinate. As although I didn't find the Rocky associated mine, I'm still 100% sure this was the location McGinty unearthed the 7 kilo nugget, as all the other measurements and description of the location fit to a T.
McGinty's Gully. Well, here she is. So as you can see, McGinty's big excavation here. Definitely old riverbed, but look at this cracking little crevice that runs across it here. Can you see that little crevice? It's quite a big crevice actually. Wonder if that's where we unearthed it. 243 ounce nugget spot. Save. I think we're getting out of here just at the right time. The rain is progressively getting heavier. We've got a minute, I reckon, to have a look around the old village site. Let's see what we can find, because there should be some pretty prominent hut sites, I'd say. There was something big here. Probably a few huts, I'd imagine. Must be some bottles around. Here's another one. You got a wall here, and then this big flat. This is all quite level around here. So this is another one of their sites. I'll mark this one too. It's all pretty bad. It's all pretty bad regrowth in here, so might check on the south side of the knoll, because I know the forest is a lot better in there. So here's something, some old historic site. I'll keep searching away from the rocky track and see what else I can come up with. There's a bottle there. It's another one of those ones that I found at McGinty's hut site. Here's one here. It's another bottle. Wow. This is more than just another bottle. This is a dumping ground. So many of that same type. Oh, that's a cool one. That looks really cool. That would have been awesome to find one of those whole. Someone's got to know what type of bottle that was for sure. Let me know in the comments. So all of these bottles must have been thrown down from the big flat up there, which I would guess was probably a hall or something, like a concert hall, or it was a big community area at least. Alright, let's have a quick go of the concert hall. See what we can dig up. Got a target here, 32, 34. Normally a nail or something. We'll double check it. Well, that's actually the heel of someone's shoe. Something else right next to it here. Yep. Another big block of rust. $40.46. So it was an old buckle or frame or something. Very fragile. Solid 15-16 target. Seems to be this rock actually. Is that a specie? Nope, but was it hiding something under it? Oh, look at that. That literally popped out of the ground from my spade. That was awesome. Because I had to wedge the spade in on the side of this tree root like that and just pulled it up and bang, the spoon popped out. Wow, how cool is that? I can't see any writing or anything on it, unfortunately, but that's all right. That's a really cool find, and it also shows that no one's detected this spot. Might have to make this the last one, I reckon. Whatever this is, it's pretty big. You can see it there. Pretty interesting. What the hell was that? It's got glass in there. What the hell is that? There's some of what it is. Oh, I know exactly what this is. That's a brush hook. So you've got a pole that comes down here of wood, and this is a sharp blade. And that glass, that's been embedded into it as it's rusted. Well, I better get out of here. Okay, that's all I can do for this trip. I'm going to have to head back over the Whyte before the rain really starts to come in. So it was a bit of a mixed trip, this one, but I had a good time being out here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.